Yes and no. I mentioned before that it's happening at an unprecedented rate, right? The, the concern is, one example is facial recognition technology that has the recognition rate among Black and brown faces is much less than white faces. And this is an example where technology is probably not ready, because if facial recognition becomes a new form of identity, if I'm in New York, it may work, but then I go to Singapore or China or Russia, and it can't recognize Black and brown faces. Or even, is it going to be the same from Ohio to New York? So there's cases where technologies like facial recognition technology that have implications on society have to be ready before they're released. And this is where perhaps there need to be standards, but also the people around the table that are developing, implementing, and customizing these technologies, there needs to be a diverse group of people with different perspectives to bring to bear. Because how is it that this technology called facial recognition it does not work as well with Black and brown faces that it does with white faces? Well, there probably wasn't as much training data of Black and brown faces than white faces. So, but if there was probably a more diverse team of developers, researchers, data scientists, maybe this would have been raised as a flag 5 years ago, 7 years ago, 10 years ago when this was happening. And IBM just recently announced that it's pulling out of facial recognition business because of the fact that I think it's a 40% higher error rate among Black and brown faces than white faces. And it no longer wanted its brand associated with that. So that's good on the behalf of IBM. Now this came about post-protest, post-America in crisis, where there's a lot more awareness around racial equity. But that's an example of technology happening really, really fast. Also, there's implications on how do computers value life? Have we figured that out yet? So a self-driving car, which by the way, self-driving cars provide a lot of benefit to a lot of communities. Seniors that don't have the ability to drive, or people with disabilities that aren't able to drive. So there's a lot of benefit to self-driving cars. But if there's a situation where, many of you may have heard this scenario, a self-driving car has a passenger, is going down the road, and a family crosses into the path. It doesn't have time to stop, and there's a cliff to the left. So does the car avoid the collision, drive over the cliff, which may kill its passenger, or run into the family? I don't have the answer to that, but there has to be a team of people that are creating the algorithms and value system that allows the machine to make some sort of a decision. And do we leave that up to the company? So if I buy a Toyota, is it going to have a different value system than if I buy Chevrolet? I mean, so it shouldn't. Why? Why should? I don't know. But this is where there needs to be a lot of discussion around policy, regulation, as it pertains to some aspects of these technologies before they start to get embedded within products that are being developed by corporations without any oversight or policy or regulations around it. So the short answer to your question is, it's definitely not ready for some of these examples that I just gave you. But at the same time, in our everyday life, it's already in use and play, and we may not even know it. When you log into your computer and you're typing an email, it finishes your sentence. That's AI. When you wake up and you go for a run and you have your watch, it's tracking how fast you're going. It's measuring your heart rate, and then when you get back, you see the chart. That's AI. If you have a drone that's taking pictures of, you're having a barbecue, you're going to the beach, you're on vacation, that's AI. That's assisting you with flying that drone, taking those pictures, automatically docking on its station where it lifted off from, assistance with planning your day. When you take a picture and Google suggests, hey, is that your daughter? Is that your sister? Hey, here's an album of all the pictures with your daughter. I mean, that's a little spooky, but that's AI. So for those types of applications, we're going to see a lot more of them, but there are some far greater concerns, absolutely, that I have with these technologies as they become, integrated into our society.